She used to stand in front of the mirror for minutes trying new outfits, twirling, laughing at the way her hair fell over her shoulders. She used to feel beautiful without even trying. But that was before pregnancy, before 9 months of change, before stretch marks became the new shape of her skin. Now, she avoids mirrors. When she showers, she keeps the bathroom light off. When she changes, she turns her back to the reflection. She folds her clothes quickly. Like the longer she looks at herself, the more the shame grows. There are days she stares at her old jeans, hanging in the closet like a memory. She can't fit into them anymore. She tells herself it shouldn't matter, but it does. Every single day, it does. Her body feels softer, heavier, unfamiliar. She touches her stomach and whispers apologies to the woman she used to be. And the worst part isn't the change itself. It's the fear. The fear that he sees it too. The fear that he misses who she was. The fear that she isn't enough anymore. He told her once that she looked beautiful while pregnant. But after the baby was born, the compliments stopped. Not because he didn't care, but because he didn't know she needed more. He comes home tired after work, smiles at the baby, kisses the baby, carries the baby, but rarely looks at her the way he used to. At night, she pretends she's tired so he won't touch her stomach. She hides behind oversized shirts, behind jokes, behind silence. She watches women online, perfect skin, tiny waists, glowing confidence, and she feels small, smaller than she's ever felt. She tells herself, he must notice the difference. He must miss the old me. He must not find me attractive anymore. She doesn't say these things out loud. She keeps them buried beneath quiet smiles and long sleeves. But inside, she's breaking. Not from what motherhood gave her, but from what it took away. The version of herself she knew how to love. He thinks she already knows she's beautiful. He sees her holding their baby, humming softly, tired eyes still full of love. To him, that is beauty. A different kind of beauty, stronger, deeper, more real. He thinks she doesn't need to be told. He thinks his love is obvious enough in the way he shows up, in the way he provides, in the way he stays. But she interprets the quiet differently. When he doesn't look up from his phone, she thinks he's avoiding looking at her. When he changes in the bathroom instead of the bedroom, she thinks he doesn't want her to see him because he doesn't want to be seen by her. When he compliments the baby but not her, she thinks it's because she no longer deserves those words. The silence becomes louder every day. At night, they lie in the same bed, but not together. His back faces hers. Her back faces his. A thin blanket divides them like a wall made of everything left unsaid. There are moments when he reaches for her hand in his sleep, but she pulls away instinctively, thinking he's only doing it out of habit, not desire. There are times when she wants to confess how lost she feels, but the fear of being right keeps her quiet. He assumes she's just tired. She assumes he's fallen out of love. Both waiting, both hurting, neither speaking. Love isn't gone, but it's trapped beneath misunderstandings and unspoken fears. And every silent night, the distance between them grows. Two hearts sharing a home, feeling more alone than ever. One morning, while the house was still quiet and the baby was asleep, she stood in front of the bathroom mirror, the one place she tried so hard to avoid. Sunlight crept through the curtains, lighting up every line, every mark, every change on her skin. She stared at her reflection and couldn't recognize the woman looking back. Her breath trembled, her eyes blurred, and the tears came before she could stop them. She covered her mouth to keep herself silent, scared he might hear, scared he might see her falling apart. She didn't want him to think she was weak. She didn't want him to worry. She just wanted, for once, to feel enough again. Behind the door, he woke up and reached out to her side of the bed, empty. He listened and heard the soft sound of someone trying hard not to cry. He walked toward the bathroom, hesitated with his hand on the door. He didn't want to invade her space, but something inside told him she needed him more than ever. When he slowly pushed the door open, he saw her shoulders shaking, her head bowed, her arm covering her stomach like she was trying to hide from the world. It hit him all at once, the pain she had been carrying in silence, the distance he thought was just exhaustion, the insecurity he never saw because she never showed it. He didn't ask what was wrong. He didn't tell her to stop crying. He simply walked over, placed his hands gently on hers, and whispered, "I'm here." She looked up, startled, then embarrassed, quickly wiping her tears. "I'm sorry," she murmured, voice cracking. "I just don't feel like myself anymore." He shook his head, voice barely holding together as he said, "You're still you, and I love you." More than ever, for the first time in months, she let someone else hold the weight she had carried alone. He didn't rush her. He didn't try to fix everything at once. He simply held her hand gently, like he was afraid she might pull away again. For a while, neither of them spoke. They just breathed, together. The silence didn't feel cold this time. It felt like a space finally ready to be filled with truth. He took a slow breath, then whispered, almost like he was speaking a secret he should have said long ago, "You gave us our child." Her eyes widened, tears still falling but softer now. "This body carried a whole life," he continued, voice trembling. "This body is strength." She shook her head, almost out of instinct, still trying to reject the idea that she could be beautiful. But he moved closer, so close that she could feel his heartbeat against her shoulder. "You are more beautiful now than ever," he said. "And I'm the one who hasn't said it enough." Her tears changed. They weren't ashamed. They weren't hurt. They were the tears that come when someone finally touches the wound you've been hiding, and instead of fear, you feel healing. She fell into his chest, her body shaking, but she didn't pull away this time. He wrapped his arms around her stomach, the very place she tried so hard to hide, and held her like it was the most precious part of her. "I love you," he whispered again, more clearly, more bravely. "And I'm so, so proud of you." She finally let herself believe him. Not all at once, but enough to breathe again, enough to feel seen. She broke, but this time, she broke open, so love could reach her again. They didn't say much after that. They didn't need to. They stayed in that quiet bathroom, wrapped in each other's arms, letting the moment settle into their hearts. For the first time in so long, she didn't feel like she had to hide. For the first time, he finally understood what she needed from him, not perfection, not grand gestures, just presence, and words that made her feel seen. Later that morning, while she fed the baby, he disappeared into the hallway for a moment. She didn't think anything of it, but when she walked into the bathroom again, she paused. On the mirror, in simple handwriting on a sticky note, were the words, "You are strong. You are beautiful. Thank you for being you." She covered her mouth as her eyes filled again, but this time, the tears came with a smile. A real one. He came up behind her, kissed the back of her head softly, and said, "I'll keep reminding you until you believe it every day." She turned and rested her forehead against his, their fingers intertwined, a gentle promise renewed. They weren't magically fixed. They still had healing to do. But the distance that once felt impossible had begun to shrink. Love didn't return. It had always been there, just waiting to be spoken out loud. As she held his hand tighter, she whispered back, "Thank you for loving me." And in that simple exchange, love found its voice again.